Hi all, welcome to Krida Logics. Today we'll learn about the endocrine system where you'll mark every question that comes from the endocrine system. Let's begin the video. There will be two integrating systems in our body. One is nervous system and other one is endocrine system. Nervous system functions and coordinates through nerve impulses, whereas endocrine system coordinates and functions through two impulses. One is chemical messenger and another one is hormones. What are hormones? What are hormones? A ductless glands that secrete the hormones directly into the bloodstreams, which are synthesized within the body through endocrine system, which are synthesized within the body by the endocrine glands. They will never be present. They'll never be present in. They are soluble in the water and can be easily diffusible through the cell membrane. They were secreted in very small amounts. And they are very active. They will not be stored in the body and they will get excreted in the urine, or they can be inactivated or degraded. Deficiency or excess production of these hormones will definitely cause severe disorders. There are three types of hormones were present. One is protein and other one is amine hormones and other one is steroid hormones. Now let us learn about the important glands in the endocrine system. One is pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, adrenal, thymus, pancreas, gastrointestinal tract and gonads. How to remember all this? Just remember all these glands with a simple trick. Here see P, T, P, A, P, G, T. Our PTs are PA, got PGT post. Okay, our PTs are PA, got PGT post. Use double G here where you will get all the glands in the endocrine system. One is P, that is pituitary gland, T, thyroid gland, P, parathyroid, T, thymus, P, pancreas, G is for gastrointestinal and gonads. Okay, you'll remember all the glands with a simple trick. Next, coming to pituitary gland. It is present below the hypothalamus of the brain. It is the smallest of all the endocrine glands. It is known as master gland because it controls most of the other endocrine glands. So it is known as master gland. Hormones secreted by the pituitary gland. How to remember all this? Top flag M. The trick is top flag M. Let's imagine our flag is on the top and just write M there. Okay. With this you will get all the hormones that were secreted by the pituitary gland. TSH, that is thyroid stimulating hormone, oxytocin, prolactin, FSH, LH, ADH, GH and M. Follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, antidiuretic hormone, growth hormone and melanocyte stimulating hormone. With the top flag, you can get all the hormones that were secreted by the pituitary gland. Thyroid stimulating hormone stimulates the thyroid gland, and other one is oxytocin, where it loosens the pelvic ligaments during the childbirth, and other one is it also stimulates the milk ejection from the lactating breast, and next is prolactin stimulates the milk production in the mammary glands. FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone. In males it stimulates spermatogenesis where the sperm production takes place, whereas in female it stimulates the growth of ovarian follicles. Luteinizing hormone, LH, luteinizing hormone. In females, this ovulation stimulates conversion of ovarian follicles into corpus luteum, whereas in males, testis to produce male sex hormones known as testosterone. And ADH, antidiuretic hormone. Here it increases the absorption of the water from the kidney to bowels. Definitely this deficiency causes diabetes insipidus. In diabetes insipidus, the patient excretes large quantity of urine many times per day. Next is growth hormone usually promotes the growth of whole body, especially of bones and limbs. This overproduction of growth hormone causes gigantism in childhood, whereas in adults it causes acromegaly. Okay, acromegaly in adults, whereas gigantism in childhood. Under secretion of the growth hormone leads to dwarfism. Next, melanocyte stimulating hormone. Top flag M, no, last is M. Stimulates cutaneous pigmentation by dispersion of melanin granules get dispersed. Next gland that was secreted by the next gland is thyroid gland. It is also called as the thyroid gland is a bilobed, that is butterfly shaped structure situated in front of the neck. This is the largest endocrine gland. It secretes two hormones. One is thyroxine and other one is calcitonin. Thyroxine. Thyroid gland stimulates both. One is TC. Okay. Thyroxine and other one is calcitonin. Thyroxine. For the production of this thyroxine, iodine is required. It regulates the basal metabolism, controls growth and development, ossification of the bones, body temperature and mental development. The over secretion of thyroxine causes hyperthyroidism that produces exophthalmic goiter, that is Graves' disease. The over secretion leads to Graves' disease. Under secretion of thyroxine leads to simple goiter, cretinism, myxoedema. This thyroxine hormone exists in both T3 and T4 form. And other one is calcitonin. In TC we have next is calcitonin. Calcitonin regulates the calcium and phosphate levels in the blood. And the third gland is parathyroid gland. Third is parathyroid gland. It secretes a hormone called parathormone, or it is known as parathyroxine hormone. These are small two pairs of glands embedded in the thyroid gland. Parathyroxine or parathormone hormone raises the blood calcium level by stimulating the release of calcium from the bones. It raises the blood calcium level by stimulating the release of calcium from the bones. This hormone overproduction leads to osteoporosis and other is kidney stones, because the depletion of the calcium and phosphorus from the bones leads to softening of the bone and the bones become porous. Under secretion of the parathormone causes tetany in children. In tetany, muscles remain in a sustained contraction. Next one is important gland, that is adrenal gland, where you will get definite question in every examination. Adrenal glands are a pair of glands situated one above each kidney. Adrenal glands are the pair of glands situated one above each kidney. These are also known as supra or epinephric, above the nephrons. So epinephric or suprarenal glands. They have two parts. How to remember them? See, CM has GM. Okay, CM has GM. For C, you will get GM. What is C and what is GM will see. Outer cortex and inner medulla, CM. Okay, adrenal cortex. It secretes corticoid hormones. Usually, adrenal gland has both. It consisting of two parts. One is cortex and other one is medulla. Adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla. In adrenal cortex, this adrenal cortex secretes corticoid hormones. They secrete corticoid hormones. One is glucocorticoids and another one is mineralocorticoids. What are glucocorticoids? Glucocorticoids examples are cortisone. This is stress hormone, where it adapts the body to the stress such as extreme hot, cold, infections or etc. Overproduction of these glucocorticoids will leads to Cushing syndrome. Mineralocorticoids is they regulate the mineral metabolism, that is potassium and sodium ions concerned with the water retention. This deficiency causes Addison's disease. Deficiency of mineralocorticoids causes Addison's disease, whereas overproduction of glucocorticoids results in Cushing syndrome. Total overproduction or overgrowth of the adrenal causes leads to adrenal virilism. What is adrenal virilism? Overgrowth of adrenal cortex in mature females results in the development of male characteristics. Results of male characteristics such as beard and deep voice, moustache, etc. This condition is called adrenal virilism. Overgrowth of the adrenal cortex in matured males also results in the development of some feminine characters such as enlargement of breast, etc. And next, in adrenal glands we have both outer cortex and inner medulla. Now adrenal medulla, it secretes hormones, two hormones. One is adrenaline, non-adrenaline. It is also known as epinephrine, or this is epinephrine and this is norepinephrine. Adrenaline is released in an emergency conditions only, like anger, fear and anxiety, or in an intense pain injury. So this is known as emergency hormone, and it is also known as fight and flight hormone. CM, GM is our trick. C is cortex M is medulla. In C we have GM, that is glucocorticoids, and another one is mineralocorticoids. Coming to pancreas, it is located below the stomach. Pancreas is popularly known as mixed gland because pancreas is an endocrine as well as exocrine gland. Exocrine cells like pancreas cells, that is acinar cells, secrete about 1 liter of pancreatic juice, whereas endocrine cells of pancreas, that is islets of Langerhans, consisting of 3 kinds of cells. Usually we'll have confusion between these cells. Which cells will produce? Usually you will have the confusion between these cells. So let us learn with a trick, that is BAD pigs, BADPIGS, BAD, beta cells, alpha cells, delta cells. BAD, take the first word of pancreas P and pigs, write as BAD, beta cells, alpha cells, delta cells, pigs, PIGS. I is insulin. Beta cell secrete insulin, alpha cell secrete glucagon, and delta cell secrete somatotropin. Just by remembering BAD, pigs, you can mark the cells and their production of the cells. Insulin promotes glucose utilization by the body cells, facilitate the storage of glucose as glycogen in the muscles and liver. Hyposecretion will cause hyperglycemia. This condition is known as diabetes mellitus type 1 type of diabetes, where insulin lowers the blood glucose level. The hyposecretion of insulin will usually result in the hyperglycemia, that is increase of the blood glucose level. This is in type 1 type of diabetes, whereas in type 2 the diabetes is non-insulin dependent diabetes, that may be due to the malfunctioning of glucokinase enzyme. Now next we have gonads, thymus and pineal gland. In gonads, testes, these are the male gonads, where testis produces male sex hormone known as androgens. The principal androgen is testosterone hormone, is useful for the formation of the sperms and to regulate the secondary sexual characters in the male. Whereas ovaries, the female ovaries, produce 2 kinds of hormone. One is estrogen and other one is progesterone. Estrogen are useful for the onset of menstrual cycle, regulates ovulation, and they maintain the secondary sexual characters in the female. Whereas progesterone is useful to prepare the uterus for the implantation of the embryo, to establish for the pregnancy. And next is thymus gland, is a bilobed gland that is located on ventral side or just in front of the heart. It is the large and prominent in the childhood and cannot be seen in the adult age. So it is considered as temporary gland. This gland produces thymosin hormone. This hormone promotes maturation of T lymphocytes, which we cannot see after the age of 25 years. Next is pineal gland. The pineal gland is attached to the roof of third ventricle of the brain. It produces the hormone known as melatonin. This pineal gland functions as the biological clock. Melatonin acts as a neuroendocrinal transducer, as the light received by retina is converted to the chemical signal by melatonin regulates seasonal and circadian sexual behaviors. And other hormones from the stomach and intestine include gastrin and secretin.